recording again. If you missed it, I was with my class and we did a little bit of this work together. So my students got to see this. You got to miss out on it. They chose a couple of colors to work with, and we just decided to make some marks. And so this time I don't really have much to say. And I'll probably just let it be what it is. I hear people laughing. Okay. I don't know why, but I am getting kind of a Chagall. I don't know the artist very well. I have not studied him. But I kind of feel like this has a Chagallish vibe from what I'm seeing out of it. He did a lot of sort of dream-like, very visual graphic, very colorful styles, sort of dream-like representations. I'm just using yellow, green, or yellow, blue, and white. In case you didn't see it, the other day I was talking about maybe making this guy, who I don't know if I'm going to keep necessarily, Don Quixote. And it's one of those things that's kind of an interesting revelation for me because, first of all, I don't paint humans very much. And then the idea of maybe making something that's direct as talking about a literary figure like Don Quixote would be something different for me. I've never really quite done that. And I mentioned, I used to draw comics when I was a kid, but I've not really done a lot of illustration type things. But in the course of this video, or making these videos, one of the concepts we've been talking about is multiple things happening in the same space. So whether it's different times, same space, different stories, same space. Don Quixote kind of came to my mind as the perfect figure for that kind of idea. Here's a man who many consider foolish because he sees a different world than everybody else sees. He sees monsters and windmills, and that idea of a windmill kind of intrigued me. Just from a geometric shape, right? It could be visually interesting. And, that whole idea that looking at reality, what it really is, and how we each see it and how we interpret it, that's something we definitely explore. But then I started thinking also about cultural histories. Don Quixote is obviously a very European story, written in, and it's not a book I've read. I've seen modern adaptations of the story. It's a story I'm familiar with. But it was written in the late 1500s by Miguel Cervantes, and he was an interesting kind of character, I guess, from what's known about him. Not a lot is known about him, but a little bit is known about him, evidently. And he may have written it while he was in jail in Algeria. He was a soldier for this, I think, Spanish army or whatever. He enlisted. He escaped a few times, at least tried to escape, and seemed to have, I just got a message on my computer screen. I'm having performance issues. I probably am having performance issues. Well, we'll see. We'll see how this comes out. Hopefully we won't lose too much. But, so this guy, Cervantes, he writes plays and stuff. Nothing really takes off. He's kind of just doing his thing. He doesn't really get panned. He doesn't really get praised. He just kind of does his thing. And then one day he writes the best-selling book of all time. I think to this day. And it's a very complex story, and I like how it works on many levels. And performance issues. I don't know really how much you can see. The lighting is really awful in here. And, that's something I might need to take care of. Find some other forms of lighting for you guys. But I was seeing castle shapes already in this. And so, again, Spanish castles, that kind of fits the bill for whatever my mind was seeing already. It kind of fits, it kind of comes together. And one thing I always look for whenever I do anything, whether I'm watching a movie or reading a book or going out shopping, I look for connections of things. And very oftentimes, you'll find connections, coincidences in the oddest ways. Like, oh, well, I didn't mean to look at these two movies, but these two movies have the same group of actors in them or something like that. And it could be very small, it could be inconsequential, and it could be like, wow, what are the chances of that happening? That's kind of statistically improbable, right? You can run the gamut. This morning, working with the students, trying to get things done, I was running into some technical difficulties with the internet and the computer, and it was really frustrating me. And our students, we talk about different zones of feeling as different colors, and like the red zone would be like your agitated zone, and yellow zone is like you're kind of anxious, and blue zone you're sleepy, you're not necessarily angry or whatever. And green zones you're like, I'm in the mood, I'm in the zone, I'm in the right place where I want to be. I'm happy, I feel content. So I vowed today I would make something change, something different, just make some sort of impact. And I gotta tell you that art, creativity, painting does that for me. And if you are feeling like frustrated with your life, your day, you're, feeling kind of helpless, I'm not going to say you're not going to get frustrated by painting or creating. That does come with the territory. But, you can make big, bold marks and go, I'm changing all this. I'm done. I don't like this. I'm going to cover it, right? And so that's kind of what I'm feeling right now, honestly. So Don Quixote might not live in this painting for very long. But for now, I like the idea of Don Quixote. I like the idea of a man or a human being trying to be valiant and trying to change the world, save people. He makes a lot of mistakes and he's wrong a lot of times, but I like the idea that he's trying. And I also like the idea that he's trying to be a knight with a little bit of flourish, and maybe I have to take a break. I like the fact that there might be a feather there. So the idea of a feather might be interesting. Watch out for scams. Not everybody is who they say they are. Anyway, so I might make some feathers here. And I might expand the narrative if I decide to do this. I might see what happens when Don Quixote meets a different culture. I don't know. You can always play with these literary characters in ways you want, right? Anyway, I'm going to stop this video here. I'll probably continue and record that, but I don't want this file to be too big, and probably enough to digest in one sitting anyway.